just taking a look at these BFA connectors that we get on these Cyrus amps, and I had a unit recently where the connectors were kind of intermittent, and ideally, you know, you'd want to replace these connectors, but they seem to be custom. I've never found a source for them, so I think they're custom to the big manufacturers. And depending on what type of connector you're putting in there, you know, some of these are tighter than others, and you know, you may or may not have a problem if you've got a kind of worn connector. But what I'd commented at the time was that you can actually use these this type of banana plug. You know, I think sometimes folk frown when you talk about BFA connectors. They're kind of frustrated that these manufacturers moved away from banana plugs. But if you look at this kind of style here, these are really for kind of test leads and things like that. But you can stack them. They sort of plug in to each other, and you can make up whatever configuration you want. So that's good for, as I say, making up test cables and things like that. But to make them up, you get the individual parts. You know, you buy these from Farnell or DigiKey or whatever, and you just put your cable in here, tighten it up, and then these come in different colours. You just plug the thing in there. But this here is actually, well, it's banana plug, 4mm. But if you use it backwards, then it can just plug in there, and this is quite a snug fit in here. So that's quite useful. And then, you know, if you can then just plug your speaker connector onto there. So you've got a sort of connector saver, or you know, just in this situation where the kind of connectors were a bit loose, this is perhaps a useful tip. So that was that. And then the other thing that I've seen me using in the past is, you know, many other amps don't use these BFA connectors. They use the traditional banana binding post. So if you take these parts of the kit, chop them up, and what I've got here is two that I've soldered them back to back, and then that can just plug into your BFA, and that then plugs into your traditional banana socket. So you can then just use the cables you've got made up just to plug into different amps, just using this little adapter. So that was that. Just a quick chat on these BFA connectors and what you might do if you've got a loose set on your Cyrus amp.